there, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we'll be looking at the test for divisibility. Yes, what do you understand by this divisibility, or how to know if a particular number will be divisible by that number? So let's go straight into it. Let's start with the test for 2. So test for number 2, we have the rule. Now the rule for a number to be divisible by 2, the number must end with 2, 4, 6, 8, and 0. So to test for 2, the rule is the number must end with 2, 4, 6, 8, and 0. So when you see a number that ends with 2, 4, 6, 8, 0, that number can be divisible by 2. Example, 38 divided by 2. Now if you want to check if 38 is divided by 2, now what does 38 end with? 38 ends with 8. And we already set the rule that any number that ends with 2, 4, 6, 8, and 0 can be divided by 2. So of course, can 38 be divided by 2? Let's know in the comment section. Yes, 38 can be divided by 2 because it ends with 8. And 8 is part of those things or the numbers that can be divided by 2. Let's go to test for 3. Test for number 3. The rule for checking if a number is divided can be divided by 3 is you add all the numbers together. The result must be in your 3 multiplication table. What do I mean by that? For example, I have 11. For example, all I need to do is I add up 11, that is 1 and 1. 1 and 1, we add it together. 1 plus 1 is 2. This gives 2, right? 63, can it be divided by 3? Let's check. 6 plus 3 is 9. Then you check if the result is in your 3 times table. Is there anything we multiply together to give us 2? That is, you multiply 3 with anything to give you 2. Is it part of the result in your 3 multiplication table? No. So 11 cannot be divided by 3. It is not divisible by 3. No, because when we added it together, the result cannot be found in our 3 times table. Now let's check 63. 6 plus 3 is 9. And 9 is part of our 3 times table because 3 times 3 is 9. So since 9 is part of the answer in our 3 times table, we tick it because it can be divided by 3. Do you understand? 5. Test for 5. Okay? Now, for a number to be divisible by a number 5, the number must end with 0 and 5. Easy, right? The number must end with 0 and 5. So if you see a number that ends with 0 and 5, that means the number can be divisible by 5. So for example, we have 20. What does 20 end with? It ends with 0. So a number that ends with 0 and 5 must be divisible by 5. So 20 can be divisible by 5. Another one, let's say 35. 35 ends with 5. So it can be divisible by 5. Those rules. Let's see the one that can be divisible by 2, 3, and 5 with those certain rules. Do not forget, a number that is divisible by 2 must end with what? I want you to type that. And a number that can be divisible by 3, what's the condition about that? That is what we are looking at here. We are to tick. Is it that you tick or you cross it out? You tick the one that is divisible and you cross out the one that is not divisible, okay? So let's go. 16. Can 16 be divisible by 2? Let's see if it is divisible. Okay, 16 ends with 6. And numbers that end with 2, 4, 6, 8, and 0 can be divisible by 2. So of course 16 is divisible by 2. We tick it, right? Now let's go. Can 39 be divisible by 2? What's the condition? What number ends with 39? 9. And 9 is not part of those numbers, so it cannot be divisible by 2. Can 27 be divisible by 2? Of course no, because the 27 ends with 7, so it can't be divisible by 2. We cross it out. Now number 40, can it be divisible by 2? Okay, 0 is part of those rules. So yes, 40 can be divisible by 2. Let's go to number 3. Can 16 be divisible by 3? What's the condition? We need to add the two numbers, the two digits together to see if our result will be in our 3 multiplication table. So 1 plus 6 is 7. And in our 3 multiplication table, we don't have any results that gives 7. So 16 cannot be divisible by 3. Let's go to 39. So we add up. 3 plus 9 is 12. And of course, in our 3 multiplication table, 12 is part of the result. 3 times 4 is 12. So 39 is divisible by 3. You tick it, right? Let's go to this one. 2 plus 7. 2 plus, because 27 we want to check if it is divisible by 3. 2 plus 7 is 9. Yes, in our 3 times table, 9 is part of our result. So 27 is divisible by 3. 40. Can 40 be divisible by 3? I want you to think about that. So I won't do this one. You do it and tell me in the comment section. Let's go to divisibility of 5. Can 16 be divisible by 5? We said numbers that can be divisible by 5 are numbers that ends with 0 and 5 itself. So 16, does it end with 0 or 5? No. So we cross it out. 39, does 39 end with 0 or 5? No. We cross it out. It cannot be divisible by 5. What about 27? Does it end with 0 or 5? No. So we cross it out. 40. Can 40 be divisible by 5? Of course, yes, because it ends with 0. So we tick it out. So you do this and tell me right in the comment section. See you later, and do not forget to like, follow, and share. Bye.